Hello, my darlings, Dios, Madam Tilly, and I am here with my friends Punky the Alien
Hello.
and Tidonis.
I have arrived. Let's start the chaos.
And 2025 has arrived. Oh man,
Huh?
how you guys already feeling about the year?
Still too early to
Humpy.
tell.
So I can't wait for this year to be over. Man, it's only the first.
It's been a hell of a year, sir. It's only it's January 1st. Oh shit. Nah, it's too early to tell for me.
Yeah. I don't know. It's cause I kept having all leading up to the end of the year. It's like all this I don't know if I say anxiety, but just this feel. It's like I need to get all my ducks in a row and stuff because I just want to be both organized and just have just clear mindset what the future looks like. Yeah.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah. And once I got here, I kind of feel a little more at peace.
I think it's the realization of that sigh of relief. It's like, okay, I made it to the first. Now what?
Oh man, but I won't get too into my life, I guess, because you can just come to the Twitch channel for that. So, but yeah, we talked a lot of the Game Awards, and now we're just gonna go over anticipate games of 2025. Yeah, a lot of links I found basically really leaned what just got showed off at the game shows and stuff. But this year's kind of sparse, especially in comparison to the last 2 years.
I mean, for me, the last 2 years have been really sparse as far as new games are concerned.
I don't know, because 2023 was probably hit after hit, and also had some disappointing lows. And 2024 had a lot of publicity.
Oh, too much publicity for my taste.
Yeah. We saw how many fucking trailer shows we reacted to, and then there was the all the fucking bad news.
We were busy last year.
Yep. And so
let's just hope the game industry just kind of leans back and it has a cigar or something and just kind of tones it down a little bit. We can only hope.
Yep. Have they learned better?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so, and Punky, how you doing, hon?
I'm doing quite well. Still have a roof over my head and a smile on my face. Let's talk about our future games that we're going to try to enjoy.
Let's hear. A lot of people are happy about Koei Tecmo's Dynasty Warriors Origins.
I've seen a lot of people lose their shit about it. They're like, "Oh my god!" And I'm like, "Okay, we're getting another Dynasty Warriors game. Let's go."
Yeah, I mean, it's a simple combat system, but I guess it's a bit of addicting. Just smashing through waves of motherfuckers.
Yes, it is. It's had a rough. Its last entry was really, really rough. Dynasty Warriors. I want to say 8. If I remember my pile correctly. There's so many of them.
I haven't played Dynasty Wars since PS2, so I'm a little out of the loop on that one.
Oh, you missed a good sale then. Orochi's Warriors was on sale as of recently. But the free roam adventure Dynasty Warriors kind of flopped without question because if you wanted to have your warrior have his iconic weaponry, you had to spend a little extra money, which was not something that really sat with a lot of the community very well. Yeah, Dynasty Warriors 8.
So they basically put a microtransaction for the best weapon in the game?
Well, not just best weapon, your iconic weapon. For example, Guan Yu didn't start with his spear, if I remember correctly. I might be off, but I know a few people didn't start with their actual weapons they're supposed to have, their iconic weaponry that they've had through the series. They usually were just, here's a generic weapon, you can use this, but you can spend this money over here. You can buy this and get your dude's weapon. Wait, maybe it was 9. Yes, it was number 9. All right.
did it stay with you throughout the whole game or no?
Well, yes, once you got it, you had it, but the problem is you had to spend the money to
Well,
get it.
what I meant is like, does it level up with you?
I wasn't entirely sure. I didn't play it, but the fact that you don't have your iconic weapons from the go is problematic, and it made it weird. And a lot of the combos were samey for a lot of weapons across the board, which is also a problem. Don't get me wrong. Oh, and the ability to literally climb walls basically made gate guards completely useless.
I
It
mean,
it it went such a dynamic direction that it didn't sit well with people. On the bright side, again, we have Origins, and it does have a demo as the time of recording, so it'd be a chance to give it a shot, and I might actually, put it into my download later to try it out. As far as the series goes, I'm really hoping that they stick to. I like the idea of the mass combat of Dynasty Warrior 9. They hit the nail on the head when it shows you how big of a battle you could truly have, and it could be fun. What I'm again need to look into is how they're going to handle it. As a huge fan of the series, I've been playing since I want to say 3. I want to see. Honestly, I just want to see the story being told once more with even more mechanics that could be fun to integrate or have fun with. I like I like the weird, goofy magic system that was part of the Orochi Warrior. So I'm hoping to see some really cool, maybe maybe some tactics would be kind of fun. I'm not sure. I definitely need to look into the demo. Like I really should dig into that chunky demo.
I think you kind of want to see also a little bit of fuckery with the magic system.
Not really, because Dynasty Warriors with magic would be out of place, surprisingly. I like the storytelling of the Romances of the Three Kingdoms. And I would like it to be done very well. The requirements for the game itself is very entry level for a lot of computers, so thankfully a lot of people should be able to enjoy it.
It's not a chunky boy.
It's 50 gigabytes at worst. And it'll only get slightly larger from there because they'll probably add some DLC down the road, like they did for all the older mid editions.
I mean, 50 gigs, that ain't too bad.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of these games are becoming 50 gigs though.
I think they've started learning not every game needs to be 100 plus gigs.
Yeah, and that's been a very thankful change. Mind you, you can get I think you can get some upscaling textures if you wish or desire. So you can always probably go even higher as long as your machine could run it. Go for it. And if you're a Dynasty Warrior aficionado, it's probably I'm hoping that I hope it hits the right flow and fun. And I definitely gonna have to download the demo and give it a shot ASAP.
If those texture packets are eventually released, hopefully they'll be released for free and not have to charge people for them.
The extreme packs usually are construction maps back in the day, so I don't know. They might forgo the whole thing because it's a nameless hero, so it might be just a build your own character type of adventure. You might be able to join a side and play through the storyline as your unique character, and your unique character might have the ability to swap out weaponry and have fun. Again, my ignorance of the situation is boiled down to the fact I just didn't play the demo like I'm supposed to.
I mean, all it is just, at that time. I mean, you also got to remember with a demo, not everything's set in stone. They might change. They might change a couple things here and there. I mean, I imagine like the grand overall image of the demo will stay, but they might be changes here and there and in between.
It depends if they have carryover data. Sometimes demos have carryover data. It says here, yeah, the difficulty level and all that may be different when the game becomes fully available. Yeah.
Okay, time to cast Bonk. So Donkey Kong Country returns HD. Not sure why People are so hyped about this. They need to start just making a brand new Donkey Kong story.
I think so too, but I think it's kind of like the whole retro feel.
Try to test the
Uh,
waters again.
well, that and it might. I think it was you who were saying something to me about this, Dilly, or someone else. I can't remember.
I don't
It
know.
was kind of like the nostalgia feel of playing older titles. And it just kind of recapturing the feeling that we had when we were kids when we first picked up Donkey Kong Country. And just
Maybe.
trying to catch that. Um,
But they could do that with a new title and story.
oh, definitely.
Isn't it Donkey Kong Country Returns have its own set of bosses? It's not a remake. I think it's just a retelling.
I can't remember.
I'm not even sure about that, but I'm just saying it's a 2010 game. You know, so like just make us a new game already. Like we want sequels, not a remaster.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That is understandable.
yeah. And speaking of sequels, Borderlands 4. So like there's what?
Oh, I was gonna say, and I fell off Borderlands after 2.
That's what I was kind of gonna get to, because like some people liked it. I thought it looked good, but most people are kind of shaded on it. I just think that not just after 2, but just also because of the recent exploits. People are just really just holding Borderlands 2 to fucking like a standard now, and like
Yeah.
they're not easily impressed anymore. Uh, so
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of hard, and that's the problem with going with sequels and everything, because like you said, people go into these things with expectations, and
yeah.
basically some of them are, some are expected and some are reasonable, but then you have the other ones that are just like out of this world, like demanding, and people are just like, the fuck are you on?
I
It's
Have
mean,
you
like,
seen
what?
Have you seen the trailer for Borderlands 4?
Yes, it looked awesome, but
It's
I'm
a
not
little
gonna.
confusing.
Borderlands is exactly like easy storytelling, you know. Like because like even those first two games, especially that first game, like there was like it didn't really feel like there was much of a story, because like there was
this
like cut scenes and
the
really
story was very minimal.
just yeah, it was very minimal. People just talking to you over the radio at most. So it was exactly poetic in storytelling, but it gets to most people like the last four Borderlands titles were disappointing. So they're on a losing streak, so they're gonna be held to scrutiny. I mean, like Resident Evil had that going too. You know, like for like Resident Evil 5, 6, a couple spin-offs, and then the movies. They had a dark period as well before they finally came back to prominence.
Yeah.
So the fact that the team's Borderlands team's still kicking and they haven't given up on it, you know, yeah, so
I
good.
mean,
What's possible?
admire the dedication.
Oh yeah, and it's always been one of the most gay pride series out there. So I'll champion it.
I mean, I just hope it's good, and
Yeah.
you know it doesn't just kind of get thrown to the wayside, and just where the devs just like, just phone it in.
Hope not. So I mean, they canceled Tiny Tina Wonderland's DLC expansions for this game.
Yeah, I
I was
remember
upset
hearing about that.
but it is what it is. Let's see here. Yeah, your Kingdom Come Deliverance or Sid Meier's 7. A lot of fantasy games are like period type games coming out
Yeah.
in February. Then you have allegedly Assassin's Creed Shadows be coming in February or March.
Not the yeah, I got pushed back to March, and I think that as far back as they are able to push it.
Yeah, I
And
wonder how
I
much they
think
would like to push it though.
I couldn't tell you, because they said, like, the reason why they backed out one of the reason they said they backed out of the Tokyo Game Show is because they said it was nowhere near ready.
Yeah.
And the whole time everyone was like, you've been hyping this up for this long, and when it comes time for the Tokyo Game Show, now you say it's nowhere near ready. Not a lot of people are going to have a lot of faith in you.
We're gonna have another Cyberpunk on our hands.
Oh, I guarantee it.
Oh lord, this game's got so many bugs. Oh man.
I mean, it's Ubisoft. What do you expect? you know, at this point they're features. It's just like Bethesda. It's not a bug; it's a feature.
Eh, kind of looking forward to it. Probably not most anticipated Assassin's Creed game, but it's like most Assassin's Creed, it's gonna be a middling success. And I do love the series as a whole. Yeah, definitely good like Assassin's Creed retrospective one day.
And like I said, I played Black Flag and Valhalla to completion and everything, and I couldn't. Like I tried 3. I got probably 30 hours into it, and I was just like, I can't anymore. I'm done. Um, I played a little bit of 2. I didn't get very far into it because I was borrowing the disc.
Well, 3 is technically one of the worst ones, I believe.
Yeah,
But yeah.
3 is bottom of the barrel. Um, I heard Unity is right behind it.
Yeah, unless you
Because
were really into that multiplayer.
yeah, and from what I heard, Odyssey and Revelation did very well.
Yeah.
Um, but one of the complaints I heard about those 2 is it was so damn long. Like you
Oh
think
yeah.
you're getting close to the end, and you get a rug pull, and it's just like,
Yeah.
nope, you're nowhere near the end, my dude.
Yeah, one of the odd complaints here about Odyssey is that it actually had too many features and like too much content.
I mean, and too much content can be a bad thing.
And one of the worst things too is that like it was also kind of like kind of like a live service game where like those side quests was renewed the next day.
Yeah,
So you see you're making progression, but you realize wait, the mission's so damn familiar, and because there's so many different types of side quests and activities and missions. Like the game's is so damn busy that you actually can't. It's hard to keep track of what ones are live service, repeatable, and which ones are not. That actually progress the story. So unless
yeah,
you're playing the game like maybe like 6-8 hours a day, to actually get all of it knocked out to get forward, kind of like Final Fantasy 14. But
yeah.
then yeah, it's basically a single player MMO.
I mean, that's a good way to describe it, honestly.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, and then we got Obsidian's Avowed coming soon. Which I never really got into the hype of this game. It just looks so generic. And now I kind of see why. Apparently, it's made by the same studio that makes the Pillars of Eternity games, which are damn good, but also generic D&D games, based style
Yeah.
games, like Baldur's Gate.
I mean, and the bad thing is, not everybody's going to resonate with every game that's going to be coming out. I'm certainly not. Like, like I said before we started recording, there's maybe 3 games I'm looking forward to in 2025.
Yeah.
And I mean, I can understand the hype on some of these games, but some of them I'm just like, this is like you said, just plain Jane generic, and it's just like there's nothing to this. I want to say it's almost like shovelware.
Huh.
Mm,
And the fact that it's on Blizzard BattleNet app, like a little sus.
Well, I mean, luckily the BattleNet app is all it is them and all of Blizzard's games, and they've started porting over some other Microsoft games. Like right now, they're pushing Avowed on it,
Yep.
and of course COD. And I just pulled up my BattleNet app, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different versions of COD.
Yeah. That's
That,
still
and they have
there. So
Crash 4, It's About Time. That's the title of it. It's About Time on there as well.
yeah.
So I mean, hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I was wrong. It's 6. They have Call of Duty, Black Ops 4, Black Ops Cold War, Modern Warfare 2 Campaign Remastered, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and Call of Duty Vanguard. Gee, I wonder what game they're pushing on BattleNet. But I only have 3 games installed on this. I have WoW Classic, D2, and D4. That's it.
Let's see here. Then I got a game, one of the ones you're looking forward to, Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii.
I want to play that.
yeah.
I mean,
Definitely up on my list. I've been a fan of the series since I've been introduced to it, and I was like, this is really fun.
Yeah. And after Skull and Bones, we need a good pirate game.
mm-hmm.
But it's actually cool. Like, Majima's getting a fucking full game.
Where he's the star.
Yeah. Uh, and that actually is a sequel for the most part too. Because I like, well, like, it's like there's some, like, in some of the Yakuza games, there's like a good like 10-year gap. Like, you could have had some like Majima stories inserted in there. But gosh, it's more of a sequel, so.
Yep.
Uh, but yeah, that's gonna be fun. And the fact that it's actually making it more of a pirate themed, not just that it takes place in another city, is actually a nice, good twist of originality and new content to it.
Yep.
Yeah, right. We're not doing like the Feudal Japan shit. So yeah, it's a very refreshing Yakuza.
And since Goro's on the main character, you're in for shenanigans and fuckery abound.
Oh yeah,
Indeed.
and in fact, these games are getting longer too, so we're gonna have like 100 hours of shenanigans.
Oh, I'm here for it. I'm
Yeah.
waiting. I'm ready for the chaos.
The only thing is, I want to try to play these games in order, so I got like 10 more games to go through first to get to this point. But
Good luck.
yeah,
Woo!
that's why I'm not like about like Assassin's Creed Shadows. So I'm trying to play all the games in release order in that one.
I
But
mean,
this
I've
game,
noticed like some of the Assassin's Creed games, the plot. Yeah, they're sequels, but it don't really tie in all that much to the previous
yeah.
games.
But
Black Flag didn't.
let's see. But Yakuza can't get away with that. So it's like for the most part, yeah, you gotta play them in order. If you
I
want,
mean,
if you care, yeah.
the good thing is luckily you're going to be able to get them the previous games for dirt cheap.
Exactly.
Mm.
Oh, okay. And let's see here. And then of course there's the game that made everyone go wild, Monster Hunter Wilds.
Yeah. I mean, I understand the appeal of the Monster Hunter series. I really do.
Yeah, but none of us are appealed to it.
Well, I kind of liked it, but it also got spoiled for me.
Oh,
Or
it's like the whole
ruined.
Behemoth story. Yeah. So,
Uh huh.
uh,
Well, it was mainly tied to people tied to it.
yeah.
My the thing that pushed me away from Monster Hunter Wild was its absolute ginormous requirement to even sit on your machine is 140 gigabytes is a huge solid state drive requirement.
Oh yeah, no, it's a big boy.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, it's they're really good about making really huge nice spectacles, but sometimes if I can't tell the difference between Monster Hunter Monster Hunter World versus Wild with just a little polish attached to the polish, yeah, with a little extra polish. Yet it shouldn't justify the size of it.
No, not at all.
Well, this game is a really big monster, so like each foot is a gigabyte.
I'm about to say
It's
if you're fighting,
gigabyte.
yeah, if a monster requires a gig to fight, I want to fight. I want to fight Wizen from Asura's Wrath. I want to fight something like on that size. Something bigger than the fucking planet itself.
Or
The
or we get a smaller size game, but all the monsters are JPEGs. Yeah.
Oh God!
Or like pixelated.
You know what? That actually might work. That'd be just charming enough.
yeah, Monster Hunter World clocked in around 50, and I think Rise clocked in around 36. I honestly think 36 is very. Monster Hunter Rise was very pretty. It didn't have as many areas, but honestly, it's the monsters that sell it more than the areas. Areas give you a lot of. The best way to describe it. The monsters, the
Just a little bit of
the areas give you a lot of lore-ish feel to it, but the monsters is what sells you on the game. And yeah, they're saying this. I think they're bringing like a small pile of new monsters to Wild, but it's a lot of space for what? Maybe a handful of new monsters. Maybe seven at. I'm saying seven at most. Because a lot of them are returners. Like half the time, it's a returning cast. Don't get me wrong. Iconic monsters means you're fighting things you're used to. You get to see the extra gimmicks, the new stuff. But at the same time, it's just, yeah.
I mean, and like what you said, the monsters are the main reason people play these games. They want to come back and see the monsters and how they're doing, and there's like oh, I have so many good memories of going after Double Joe or Rathalos and everything, and
That was a
that
pain in the ass at 14. But
yeah, he ain't too bad once you figure him out.
yeah, but the fact you got grind like 50 times. Uh,
Don't remind me.
but
I grinded the entire set.
yep. Also, because I was never too big into the whole giant monster type of concept. So it was Shadow of Colossus or Dragon's Dogma. Never really big to my saying. However, I am trying to think about reapply with Capcom, and if so, then I might be playing one in the future. So
If I would make a recommendation, I would say Rise. Rise is a good entry level. It's just juicy enough to have a lot of fun. Um, if you want something, I would say Rise is a good starter burger. Best way to describe it. And like World would be like a big old Mondo burger you get from a restaurant. It's like a huge burger because it's about how much content there is to do it. So it just depends on how much content you want to get into.
I'll try because I got World and Rise. I have an issue with each one. With World, it won't work on this computer, so I gotta get my other computer ready to go. And with Rise, there were so many tutorials just jammed down my throat that I couldn't get out for the first 2-3 hours. I just dropped the game. You know,
Yeah,
so,
you want to play the game, you don't want it to hold your hand the whole damn time.
oh yeah, like literally there was just that many tutorials to sour my mood. So, so maybe it caught me on an impatient day, I guess. But
I mean, possibly. I mean, here's the thing: we want a lot of gamers, especially some of the, as bad as it is, some of us older ones. A lot of us already know how to play games. Like,
yeah,
some tutorials are good. Especially on a new title. If you haven't played in the previous title in a while, a good refresher course is a good option. What I would recommend, and this is just a me thing, I wish they would have two different options for starting. You have your
yeah,
beginner where it tells you, it kind of holds your hand for a while and says, okay, here's how you do this, you do that. And then you have an experienced toggle where it's like, okay, you've played Monster Hunter before, but here's a quick refresher on how things work.
yeah.
And it's only like 10, 15 minutes.
Here's an extra ration. Good luck. Um, yeah. Okay, when you say that, it's like imagine like this like some of those kids' first game is a Monster Hunter game,
Those poor children.
and I'm like Grandma Tilly, like eh, my first big monster in the game was Bowser, the original Mario.
They're like, okay, Grandma, we're going to put you back in a retirement home.
No, no, Willie, wait.
Let's see.
That's the game.
Oh,
Oh, go on.
I was gonna suggest a indie title if you're up for it.
All right, I'll do it, Indy. Sure.
Uh, Honestly, I didn't know it had a sequel on the horizon, so it was kind of nice to see. But Slay the Spire 2.
Okay, I never really got into that. But how?
Good.
But no, that's like I never got into it. So
Any particular reason why, or was it just
that's
wasn't on your radar?
I think it's just indie, and indie doesn't really appeal to me as much.
There's
I
And
mean,
an
that's fair.
amazing pile of games in the
well,
in
no
the
shit, but
I
I
mean, recently, Indie's been blowing up, but,
yeah.
back
So
in the
it's
day,
but yeah. Go on.
back in the day, you were taking a gamble with an indie game.
But and then there was a good while where indie was kind of saving the game industry.
Yeah.
But it's like yeah, I'm looking at it now like I guess I never really like I saw the cover. I guess like it never like pulled me because I'm just now like seeing the gameplay like footage for the very first time. Like I didn't know it was a card game and it was like a battler turn based thing. I'm like no, it just this doesn't really like doesn't catch my fancy. Uh,
Oh.
but you have fun. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not mine to anticipate,
I
but
like I like to make my wrinkles in my brain.
uh, but but I guess speaking of card play, I was really interested in that frag punk.
Like I said, it looks cool. I mean, I would do. That's one of the few games that's coming this year that I want to try.
Basically,
Uh,
it's like an arena shooter with Uno. It's
mm,
just because
I
Uno can ruin the friendships and chaos.
I I mean, when you put it like that, yeah.
Yeah,
at first I was a little confused where you're going with Uno, but no,
Yeah.
it can ruin friendships.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't think it's going to be on par with like Mario Party or anything like that, or God's. Nothing will stand up to Monopoly as far as like ruining friendships and breaking families apart. Monopoly's the king of that. But like I said, I love PvP games, and even though PvP shooting games aren't really something I dig personally, some of them I do. Um, but this one just looks interesting. Basically, it's like the game devs are like, "Hey, we know a lot of players are some players will actually go into the game and hack it and make cheats for it. Why don't we just put the cheats in the game, make it part of the game?" And
Hmm.
it's just silly to me, and it looks like a bunch of chaos, and I'm all here for it.
Uh,
I mean, it's kind of the reason why I've been enjoying Space Marine a lot because there's a lot of chaos happening on the screen.
right.
Like I bumped up the difficulty to not minimal, but I think it was average
Yeah.
last night, and I did the last missions I needed to get the chainsword, and there was just a bunch of chaos happening on the screen, and I was like, "This is fun." Like we were doing the I forget which it was the obelisk mission where you had to turn the thing,
Yeah.
and when you find that sorcerer the first time when he's in that room, as soon as he fucked off, a hell brute came out of the corner. I'm like, "Oh, we're doing this now. Let's fucking go."
I mean, I did some level 3 missions, but it's like usually that fucking the bosses get me. Um, and then if you play on Dark Tide, fucking like a level 3 is like you don't even make that first room.
No, God's help you if you have to have a full squad of people you actually know and trust to play that game.
Yeah. Let's see here. Back to single players games, though. I guess that one smack dab in the middle, Ghost of Yotai.
I
Uh,
didn't play Tsushima, so I've seen footage of it and I've watched my roommate play it a couple times.
yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it looks Tsushima looked gorgeous and everything, and I imagine Ghost of Yotai will look just as gorgeous, if not more.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just one of those things. Like samurai games don't really appeal to me all that much. Like I
Yeah.
get the appeal, it's more artsy than anything else. That, and I believe it kind of follows the Soulsian uh, system a little bit,
I heard,
where it's
like, not that crazy, but,
not
yeah.
that crazy, but it kind of follows a it's basically kind of like walking beside it. It's like parrying and dodging is paramount in that game.
Yeah, I got,
Yeah.
if you want to play Sekiro, but want to be a little easier and less demonic shit, then, goes to Tsushima.
Yeah.
It is also, she was pretty lore accurate, the Mongol invasion.
Yeah, that's one thing I knew about it. It
Yeah.
tied heavily into historical events with the Mongolian invasion of Japan.
Yeah, and of course the announcement brought out the sexist. Like where's Jin? Like why is there a woman in charge? You know, hey, I'm here because like hey, I love Erika Ishii, want to support her in her games, and also yeah, it's like okay now we got a woman in charge. Okay, now I'll play Ghost of Tsushima because even I too wasn't really into samurai, but now this game's coming. Like okay, I'll give Tsushima a look.
Yeah, I'm kind of a. I'll play a game if it has a decent female protagonist, or at least a
Yeah.
compelling female protagonist. Let me rephrase that.
Yeah, because I was about to say there are some games where they have female pro tags and it's just like they're just so insufferable, and I'm just like, you're killing the mood.
Oh, but
Like I'll play a game with any lead with any pro tag as long as the story is good and the characters are compelling. Not when it's oh, look at me, I'm Billy Badass, and then they get their shit ran in, and they're just still have a massive chip on their shoulder. I'm just, you thought you were Billy Badass, and then you met Billy Badass.
I mean, I'm usually like support the women no matter what. But it is interesting how we never get like women get their asses kicked, especially by a man nowadays. Yeah, it's like that scene that like disappeared.
Yeah,
Okay, let's see here. That's
I need.
what?
Oh, I was gonna say I need 1 second. Something just happened on my end. I'll be
Okay.
right back. Keep on going though.
Okay, Punky, did you see the trailer for Split Fiction?
I can go look into that.
Oh,
Split Fiction.
I thought it looked so damn original. It's like two friends decided to go and try like this VR experience. I guess things go awry, and now they're kind of stuck in like different worlds. But usually, like one's kind of run around like a sci-fi world, and one's in like a fantasy world, and they swap the different genres. It's like every level is a different genre or two. And
Yeah.
it looks so original to me. Yeah.
Wait, that's the concept? Because there's an indie game that does something kind of a cute little indie game that does something very similar. It's that's interesting to huh. Hmm.
Have
Okay,
co-op.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Yeah, the game is co-op. Shoot, I'm unfortunately drawing a blank on it, and I'm actually looking at my Steam list right now to get the name in my head. Bokura. Bokura is a little two-player platformer where one player sees the world in one way and another player sees the world in another. So Split Fiction is multiplayer as well, or is a
Yes. But it also features female protagonists. Yeet.
Oh, the one where it's like one's futuristic and one's fantasy. That one.
Yeah, they keep jumping different genres.
Yeah. I mean, it looks interesting. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just like, okay, this is an interesting take. You got one girl who's her whole shtick is cyberpunk and futuristic, and then the other one's more fantasy. Okay, let's see what happens when the line is kind of removed between them. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, there's a few other games that have done similar concepts. Not as parallel. Like Split Fiction is definitely one of those that is not a parallel. One player's doing one and one player's doing the other. That list is kind of tiny. Oh
Uh,
my god.
Speaking of tiny people, Tales of the Shire. So if you want your little farming simulator, but you like Lord of the Rings coat of paint, that's for you.
I mean, that's a pretty
Is
good.
it?
That's a pretty good way to describe it.
Is it? Because I looked at the screenshots and it just looks like a mobile game.
It says cozy life sim that focuses on ordinary hobbit life.
It's basically you could grow your own crops, you go fishing for fish, obviously. You make meals, and all these other. It's basically you're living in the Shire itself, and the Shire is obviously famous for not having fights or. I mean, there's
Huge.
squabbles, but there's no war or anything.
And
Yeah.
absolutely ginormous vegetables. Yeah, I'm aware. I'm extremely aware of the Lord of the Rings. Me and my friends watched the Lord of the Rings series all of Christmas Day because we could. No, I look at the screenshots and I'm going, this looks dated. Like
All those Lord of the Rings games.
I mean, they
no,
graphics
no.
look dated. I will admit the graphics.
Is it better
I
than
would
Golem?
say Golem is
that's a not fair bar for games to be compared to, because that is a weird game that should never really have been made. It could have been an interactive book at best, but but no, I'm looking at the screenshots and it's giving me like a washed out, I hate to say this, a washed out version of Wind Waker vibes to it. Like the guy got halfway to Wind Waker vibes and said, "Oh wait, we need to change this to be a little bit more realistic," and then they kept going from that point because you got the nice flowers that are all water paint style looking, and they look great, but they're now contrasted with these really nice looking wood or bricks and all this stuff nearby, and it's really weird. I'm not trying to slam on farming sims. I myself greatly enjoy the Stardew Valley and its little pixelated adventures, and Minecraft mods out the wazoo. It just, I hate to say this, but this is the Lord of the Rings shovelware game, and that's what it looks like to me.
It's too jarring for you, basically, is what I'm getting. Yeah.
I'm hoping it's a lot better than what it looks like on the surface.
Yeah, I'll agree with Funky.
Yeah, I mean, the concept looks interesting. Don't get me wrong. It's just like the graphics are definitely the right hand didn't know what the left hand was doing when that one was being made.
Oh no. Sorry, I jumped to the first 16 minutes of gameplay, and the character creation screen is just nature noises with no music.
Yeah.
And the person who's doing the demo, this wind up demo, is 2 minutes and 30 seconds in before they get their character signed up and all put together, and that's 2 minutes of probably you listening to bird noises the whole time.
I mean, it's an early access, so I imagine they might put some music in there post.
I hope so.
Okay, let's see. Next up, game I'm very skeptical about: Fatal Fury: City of the Wolves.
Why? Actually, no. I want to know this. Why
Yeah, I'm
skeptical?
I mean, I like me some Fatal Fury / King of Fighters. Although it's like, pick one. It's like kind of Yakuza. It's like it's a Yakuza or Like a Dragon. Pick one. But but it's just the American release of the last game. The one from Tier League Fast, like Mark of the Wolves. It's like you could tell the translators did not give a fuck with the names of the characters.
Oh.
Yeah. Not only the characters were kind of like not only as like cool as like the usual Fatal Fury King of Fighters. But like the names of some of these guys, like they literally just like one character was named Dong, as in penis, and then the one black guy character was named Butt, Butt. That's how it's spelled, Butt.
So you're saying this is kind of another issue of ghost stories, basically?
No.
I don't know. No, if it's ghost story. No, there's nothing that good. It just felt like one immature, two they didn't give a fuck. And then the only girls was BJ, as in like blowjob. And not to mention, and she was basically just there for fans. Like when she walked, she would put her hands behind her, her head, like kind of like that relaxed pose, and just walk thrusting her tits out with the way she walked. Her walking animation, it was just so sexualized. Yeah, like this, like only female character, we know what to do. Like this is her profile picture right there. Like we know why you're here, BJ.
Would.
Yeah. Wait. Okay, so they kept his name but I thought they dropped it like some time ago. I thought his name got changed.
I'm sure it did sense, but the original game, like if you play it now, those old names are there, so. But I'm pretty sure they changed it and put new games since. But it's just that, dude, because there hasn't been another Garu, mark of the whatever, since. It's just been Fatal Fury King of Fighters. So that little Garu experiment was just like, why? Yeah, so that's why I'm like, really, is Buck gonna come back? Are we gonna have another, BJ, another Dong?
Yeah, Bonnie Jeanette. I remember her. It took me a minute. It's like, because I was like, Butt. What was Butt? When was the last time I saw him as Butt? I was like, because his original name was Marco.
That's much better.
Yeah.
It's I think it was like Marco. Hold on, wait. Do Google magic. Marco Rodriguez. And they named him Kushnod Butt for his localization. What?
Yeah, it's like the localizers didn't get the script or didn't get paid, so they just didn't give a fuck.
I want to know who. It could have been. There's a very infamous studio that's really bad about going off script, like really bad, and I can't. For my at the particular moment, I don't remember, but I'm almost certain he was only named that up to a point, but it was embarrassing to say the least.
Yeah, I was like, what? Especially like if you played, Fatal Fury King of Fighters before, like what is this shit? Yeah.
For the international listeners, yes, in the States we ended up calling Marco, but for some stupid reason, thankfully, I'm back in because I pulled up his wiki in 21. He got renamed. He goes by his actual name now, but that was embarrassing for several years. Go ahead.
But yeah, because Garo, Master the Wolves, it was from that quote period of time. So it wasn't the only victim of of battleization, but there was that period of time where it's like if you came from Japan, he got a 50-50 shot if you could be taken seriously. Yeah. But yeah, seriously, like if like okay, all right, what are your guys' names? Dong, butt, and blowjob. Like, okay. And then like
Never trust
and then the
localizers.
other characters, if you look at them, they look generic as fuck. Yeah, just wear some gis or just regular clothes or no nothing, no art style on their outfits. They look extremely generic. So it's generic or silly or immature. Yeah. But so like I said, I'm skeptical. So hopefully, hopefully it's not immature.
Watch it beat Sparking Zero in sales.
Oh man.
I don't know why that would be so funny to me, but if that was the case, I don't know why, but I imagine I'd be laughing my ass off for some stupid reason.
Let's see here. I'm looking forward to Lost Records Bloom and Rage because it's another game by the folks who make Life is Strange. And I like them heartfelt narrative games. And
That's your wheelhouse, not mine.
right. I grew up on narrative shit. One game I think a lot of people are going to get excited for is Pokemon Legends ZA.
Yeah.
Maybe.
No.
I'd have to look and see what's being presented.
Because essentially, I guess apparently Arceus was so damn good, it kind of just made the next big release of Scarlet Violet kind of like squandered in comparison.
Oh yeah, no, they got demolished.
Yeah, it's like so. Not only was it there was just what lacked Arceus's innovations, but it was also had that glitchy ass launch, and hence why like we didn't have a Pokemon like console release in 2024, which is like the first year in a while that's happened. Or they skipped a year.
Yeah, because Scarlet and Violet was an absolute mess.
Yeah, it's like remember Detective Pikachu Returns? Never do we. So yeah, 2023 was a bad year for Pokemon. And 2024 is kind of affected by it, but looks like they're gonna try to come out swinging with ZA or ZA.
Here's hoping, because from what I've been reading, Pokemon, while still insanely popular, it's not what it used to be.
You know, I can see that. I see that. Yeah, because I mean it's old. Yeah. Let's see here. Well, we got that game that everyone's looking forward to, Football Manager. I mean, Grand Theft Auto 6.
I saw that you did there. I was griping about it before we started recording. So yeah, I was like, why is this on an anticipation list?
But yeah, so that game's already got like sell out, even if it's bad.
Well, I think the reason why it's anticipated is like it's not GTA 5. Come on, let's go.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
Damn, 2013. Like, what the fuck, man? Like that online money is like, eesh.
Well,
I mean, I will admit, as someone who has played a fair amount of GTA Online, it can be like stupid fun.
GTA 5 blew up so well when it got to PC and the community really got their hands dirty and into it. Is the fact that they've made this nice little RP section and it's kind of entertaining to watch in small bursts.
Oh yeah, like James Randall and his little misadventures.
Yeah.
So it's basically people are making their own like FS crime dramas, in GTA 5.
I mean, some of them, yeah, and then like the one I know, like I said, James Randall is just an old guy who, he just plays an old guy like in his 60s or something, and he's just causing chaos and mayhem anywhere he goes, and it's just insane fuckery.
I'm scared.
I'm scared. I don't want to go to jail. It's just like the whole time I'm watching it, it's like, okay, this is actually fucking great.
Good role play and good voice acting will
damn good
carry a
voice
lot of.
PA.
It would do does an amazing job, and it's always a blast to sit there and listen to.
If you could listen to like just kind of any VA, just kind of ham up roles, like something like that, just go full ham. They're like, just do what feels natural. Just voice a character how you see fit. It's just like some of it. Sometimes it's just like pure gold, like with James and everything.
Yeah.
But no, it could be fun.
Yeah.
But I think the world is ready for a new GTA, and I mean, hopefully this one delivers.
See, there's gonna be another 10-year long online mode.
Oh, definitely. I foresee 15 years minimum.
In fact, they're probably just doing a GTA 6 just because, like, okay, the hardware aged.
Maybe.
Yeah. But yeah, I've been looking forward. Like, and I've been demanding a fucking like a female protagonist in GTA since like 4 came out.
Well, I think this one is a set of twins, actually, from what I've been hearing.
Yeah, but this could be like that. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, like it was gonna be a female character, but we gave a male options to keep people happy.
Well, I think this one is going to be you play as one, and then the story you get so far into the story, and then you flip to the sibling.
Okay, so Assassin's Creed Syndicate style.
So I think that's what I've heard. It's basically you play so far as the woman, and then after some time, then you flip back over to the brother.
But that's fine too, because GTA 5 did a good split story. But it's like, I just want to see a female main protagonist. It's like it kicks people's asses, bangs the hookers, and just takes their shit. And that's why I finally got my wish with Saints Row 2. So I jumped ship for a while, and then Saints Row went too silly. But
yeah, they cranked the dial up to 11.
yeah, it's like, oh, we kind of want to be separate from GTA. Like, no, you're doing it better than them. Like, but whatever. So yeah. But hey, I'm looking forward to this one. I get the feeling this is gonna be a fucking chunky download.
Oh, I can only imagine.
I'm gonna say that it's gonna push 200 gigs.
That's a safe bet.
Yeah.
That's honestly a very safe bet.
Should we put money on it now? Like $5 or something?
You know what? I'll take that bet.
All right.
I say it'll probably break 250.
Okay, I'm gonna go with 200. What about you, Punky?
Woo! Okay. A GTA game. Let's see. What the last one clock in at?
Let's see.
Yeah, I'm cranking over my Steam.
I actually have I have GTA on mine.
Yeah, I got GTA 5.
Yeah.
Let's see.
114.16 gigs.
Wait, that's how much it. That's just 5. Oh.
Oh yeah.
That 200s are very safe. God,
Yeah.
that's 200s are very safe bet. Oh, that's not fair.
Why do you think I said that's a safe bet?
Yeah, GTA 4 is 22 gigs, and that's with the expansions.
I'm gonna have to pull. I'm gonna have to pull a. I'll have to pull a The Price is Right with you. Then I'm gonna go 190. I'm gonna go 190.
Oh, Punky, you little shitter!
Oh, I thought you were gonna do like $201, 1 gig.
Okay, so if
Closest,
it's
but I'm going over.
Okay, so if it's 190 or below, Punky wins. If it's at 200, up to 249, Tilly wins, and 250 and up is I win.
Yeah. Alright, someone's getting $10.
Okay, so if it gets between 190 and 200, I'll let you two fist fight for the winner.
We'll just do subs. We'll just toss each other.
I don't have subs yet on my channel.
And I can't spend money on Twitch. But I'm considering yes, we actually get into the GTA games this year for like a very personal reason.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. As some of you might know, I used to be married way back in the day. And her favorite game series was GTA. So I might be doing like down at sentimental reasons.
I mean that's fair.
Yeah.
I mean that's a reason to play them if I've ever heard one.
Yeah. Doesn't really quite fit the elf aesthetic, but say Slug.
I know. I'm about to say that's right up Slug's alley.
Yeah.
Especially Trevor. Trevor's the best character in that game. Fight me.
Yeah, like I always liked it. Mike, no one liked it, Michael, because he is a selfish prick, I guess. But I don't know. I guess I graduated towards the functional family man. Yeah. Uh,
Yeah, very dysfunctional family.
yeah. Okay, and let's see here. Next up, speaking of family, or at least babies, we got Death Stranding 2 on the beach.
I
I guess what you did there, stranded, beach.
mean, Kojima can be funny when he wants to be.
Let's see here. Like, I've yet to play this one. Another one with sentimental value because my best friend who passed away, like, you know, gave me this game, so I need to play that as well soon. But I have heard it is basically a walking simulator, so it's a good chance I might get into it. Like, good chance I got the feeling it's like either I'll probably like it, but it's so drawn out, it's gonna lose viewers, or I'm just not gonna like it. So I'm not sure, but I'll at least play the first game first.
Here's one that might grab uh, some people's attention. Godzilla Voxel Wars.
The hell?
I don't know. I just pulled up the wiki page for it, and it just took me to the list of Toho's Godzilla franchise. So I don't know. I mean, it's slated to have a release in February 20th. I mean, it's made by Toho,
Hmm.
but
Godzilla's extremely hit and miss.
it really is.
Really.
Yeah, but it's Toho.
I don't know their video game record. I know their movie record, but
The movie record could be banger when it wants to be.
yeah. Then they've also cranked out like generic ass Godzillas as well. But so far Godzilla, like, it really has only worked in like the fighting game genre.
I imagine that's what it's gonna be.
But if they could make like a Godzilla like -1 equivalent to a video game, that would be interesting.
I mean, it might be. The thing is, I don't know which version of Godzilla we're gonna be in this one, or it might be, kind of a, I guess for lack of a better term, a retelling of like the movie. But the bad thing is, movie games adapted from movies normally don't do well.
Nah, like I was about to suggest making a compilation of the movies, but they tried out James Bond and it was a big fail.
Yeah, no, that one flopped.
And I guess so Pucky had suggested Enzio. Like I saw it, like I have no idea what this is. I passed, so if you want to talk about it, go for it.
Oh, Enzoi?
Enzo here. Enzo. That's my friend. Played a little bit of the character creation and all that little fun jazz, and she had an absolute blast with it. And if what they say is on the 10, it could be an amazing sim competitor. Because it would be a nice.
Oh, okay, yeah, this gets me.
Because that's
like
This is supposed to be the Sims killer.
I don't care if it's a Sims killer. I want it to be a competitor because competition means the EA cannot sit on their hands and go, we're just gonna keep releasing this. Oh, hey, look, we re-released the ability to be a ghost again. Oh, and we released to be a vampire and a witch and a mechaneer and all this other stuff. And a Disney engineer. And what other careers you can't have?
Don't make fun of my
all for the low price of $1,400.
Yeah, like, kind of remind me, like, it gave me a Tower Unites, our PlayStation Home vibe.
I miss PlayStation Home. I really do.
Yeah.
It was so cool.
Yeah, the size is okay from about 60. I think it was 60 gigabytes of space, which is not too big. It's also but you are looking at getting a 2060. So if you're a little on the older side on your video cards, you might start reaching the. Well, man, if you're on a 1080 right now, you have my sympathies. I know how that feels. You are going to probably reach the end of lifespan of your GPUs at this rate. Hopefully, they don't. I just want a decent, strong price tag, and not a pile of microtransactions. And if they do that, and let's say they did the EA thing and let players create stuff and import it in, that means a lot of people who are decent 3D artists could be able to be like, hey, here's all this stuff. You can buy it from my shop for $1. you could probably get away with like a metric ton, an absolute metric ton of goodies and fun if you just let that hit the fan right then and there. Like I said, the character creation system was amazing for me as a person on the outside looking in, and I was like, that looks really fun. Hopefully, in the grand scheme of things, they do a lot of good they give people a lot of creator tools, because I want to see the option to make stuff and import it in and bring it to the table. That's what and you can do and what I think was really cool is you can make like your own little pseudo in-world little, it's gonna sound like in-world like Facebook. That's what I was called. That other players can like stuff, and I thought it was kind of a cool idea. So it could be one of those little gimmick things. It could be a little fun, and everybody can have a nice little community. That's the word. A nice little bubbly community. It could be really fun to enjoy. I'm looking forward to it, because I definitely want something to compete against The Sims that brings the same things to the table that Sims does. And if they could do some more goofy stuff, I'm all for it.
I'd say this multiplayer, man, the ERP scene's gonna be wild.
Sure.
So here's hoping.
Did I tell you the story where I accidentally became a hooker in PlayStation Home?
No.
What?
It was an accident. I was just literally it was like a dark city map. I was standing on a corner, and I was wearing a fan servicey outfit, I guess. And I was just waiting on somebody, and someone just walked by and like, oh my god, you're a hooker. And I was like, wait, I just I looked at what it looks like yeah, I was like no, but man. So next game to talk about Metroid 4 Prime or Prime 4. So yeah, this is essentially Nintendo's White Whale. It's just the game was announced in like 2017. Yeah, and we always thought it was a fucking title. It's like they announced it, then like, oh, now we gotta start making it.
Yeah.
We'll see. It's another Metroid title. It probably won't flounder. It takes a lot of rare things to mess up a good Nintendo title. Either it has to be controversial, do something stupid, give it to Team Ninja, stuff like that.
Give it to Team Ninja. Oh wow, you must have some stories.
I am still upset at how they treated Samus like she's some sort of inept woman the whole game, and I'm still upset with it. Yeah.
First Metroid game I ever beat. I like the gameplay of it too and stuff. But yeah, the story was kind of mid, very sexist. Yeah. The controls were a little odd too. Like play it on like the D-pad and then shift it forward with the Wiimote for first person view. Sad somehow it worked, but yeah. But yeah, like that game definitely could use like a remake or something, or a remaster or something. But I think it's good. It's just a hidden gem now, or like it's gonna follow the time.
A cult classic, basically.
It's a classic. Not sure if it's a cult classic. Because not many people really champion that game. But like I said, the gameplay was solid, at least. Yeah, I'm gonna go pee real quick. Y'all talk about Football Manager. I'll be right back.
The only thing I know about foosball is from the devil.
I was trying to segue. I really wanted to segue the slug herd scheme.
I remember that GIF that she shared, and I thought it was a sticker in the server, but it's not. And I was like,
it's animated. It's cute.
Yeah, notice how she has her patented red crayon.
Yeah. No, if we were talking about GTA roleplay, that's something we could segue into because that's what a lot of people do. They do these little roleplay things and have a little fun with it. So again, I am hoping they it's very punchy and delivers.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, we'll see how it plays out, but yeah, can't complain.
I'm surprised you heard of James Randall.
It's been forever. Let's see here. What bug? You want to know what bug? Like absolute bugged me.
What grinds
Like
your gears? Tell me. Talk to me.
so when I was looking at the top games measured by gross revenue
Yeah.
on by Steam's pages, it's like no shit, Sherlock. It's a FIFA game. It's gonna be it's two football games, two soccer games, two FIFA games, 24 and 25. Both scored a gold, higher than Stardew Valley, Last Epoch, Ghost, Tsushima.
What do you expect?
I'm just like, I am disappointed in you people.
I mean, soccer's popular.
If they released a game if they released a soccer game and said, hey, if you gave us $30 a year, we will update this game. People wouldn't be who opposed to that.
I wouldn't be. I mean, that sounds like a pretty fair deal. In all honesty,
one-time purchase, $50, and then every year $30 to update the roster. That's it. If you don't have an updated roster, you can't compete with the current thing. Because that's exactly why people buy it, is so they can have the updated roster with their updated athletes.
Oh, yeah, why?
No, I was actually talking about since I was griping about I was looking at Steam's platinum sellers compared to not platinum sellers, and like the top 3 that they list is Helldivers 2, which makes sense, and then it's Counter-Strike 2, a free game, Dota 2, a free game, then it goes Power World, Baldur's Gate, etc., etc. I could sit here. It's like a pile of free games and it's platinum sections.
Well,
it's mockery.
You have to remember, CS:GO is freemium. People will drop top dollar for those skins.
That's not why the game should be gross revenue.
I mean, technically, it fits the description. They made revenue off of it.
Yeah, so let me just pat myself on the back for my own game on my own platform as a top gross seller. It's just.
I don't think it's Steam patting themselves on the back. I think it's more these games sold more than anything else, be it microtransactions or the games themselves. And like the CS:GO community is fucking feral for some of these skins, and there are people who shell thousands of dollars for these skins. A lot of them don't even use them. They just have them just to say that they have them. I mean, all of it at the end of the day, all it is, it's a flex, and it's a flex I understand.
It's a very gross flex.
It is a gross flex, but it's a flex nonetheless.
All right.
I mean,
I know she wants
expecting decency out of the internet. I mean, that's just another thing entirely.
And we need to wrap up for you, so let's continue.
Well, let's see here. On to a company that can't seem to make a new IP or at least a good sequel. Just relies on the old past, brings it back. Metal Gear Solid, Snake Eater, Delta.
I mean, Konami has basically put one foot in the grave and the other on the banana peel whenever they shit canned Kojima.
Yeah, they seem to do good with the Silent 2 remake, and they might do good with the Metal Gear 3 remake. But it's like, can you make a new story for shit? Anymore.
No, Kojima's gone.
Yeah, okay. Who wrote
their big story guy? They backstab their big story guy.
I thought Kojima just wanted to do something other than Metal Gear as well.
Maybe. Yeah. And now we have the Eldritch Abominations that he creates, and everyone's like, "Who let him out of the basement?"
Yeah, again, it falls in the same problem. What do you bring? What do you update or bring into the table? Because here we are. It's another thing that you're going to release on PC, and what do you really bring into the table? Because I can go get Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater Master Collection version, and I'll get a whole pile of bonus content.
Mm-hmm.
So and it's like $60 for not one, not two, not three, but it's like 4 or 5 games. 5 games. Metal Gear Solid, NES, Metal Gear Solid 1 and 2, Solid Snake, and then you got Metal Gear, Metal Gear 2, and Metal Gear 3. So it's Snake Eaters. What is Delta going to bring to the table? What have you sold me on?
Okay, well, okay. Hopefully they can refine mechanics, because mechanics were neat, but they're also very clunky.
Yeah.
And
What?
especially like the camo system, that you had to, pause the game, go into a couple menus to get to the right one, and then once you moved out of that particular bush, you did need a whole new camo. So
Yep.
yeah, they at least they kind of did better with Metal Gear Solid 4, where it's just tap a button. But then that was also modern day future stuff.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's it's a weird gripe. I will admit that's a
So
weird
yeah, you
gripe.
even need to throw away the camo system, because unless you got like 90% camo, they're gonna spot you anyway. Um, so even to get rid
But
of it, just rely more on stealth gameplay, or maybe make like a quick menu button or something. Um, but let's see here. They'll probably make Eva less sexy. And I'm not sure what they can do to the story, because the story was already perfect. Like, it was like a great spy movie. And it was probably one of the few Metal Gear games you can play like standalone.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like 1 and 3 are probably like the best standalones. I knew someone who they played like 2 and 4. I'm like, oh, those are not good first time games for Metal Gear.
No, there are certain titles you need to play first.
Yeah. So like I said, kind of like what's a more original, but and also the voice too is gonna be weird. Cause yeah, I never got used to the new guy in Metal Gear Solid 5, but unless I wonder if they are gonna bring back David Hayter.
They might.
Yeah,
thought
actually,
they thought that bridge burnt already.
well, that was mostly Kojima's doing. Yeah, like, Kojima seemed to have yeah, that's weird. He's everyone's darling, except when it comes to certain actors, voice actors.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, but yeah, it's like I'll probably play it or something. But it's like it's also kind of games that's like kind of didn't need a remake. Like Sonic 2 also didn't need a remake either. Probably could use the port. Definitely need a port.
I think a port would have been okay.
Yeah,
I think if we just got a port of the original game, I think a lot more people would have been more
yeah. It's like
interested.
we did get the port at least treatment. But so it's like kind of basically think this is unnecessary. So well, I'll check it out. Like I'm not gonna shill out my money immediately.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Next one. For you big action fans, we got Doom: The Dark Ages.
I am so looking forward to this. I loved Doom Eternal. I had so much fun with it, and coming off the back of Space Marine 2, or just like a pure testosterone field trip. Oh, I can't wait. Just pure murder and insanity. Oh, just shut up and take my money.
Oh yeah, and now that's a medieval vibe, and they're making it work.
I
Uh,
know it's like the futuristic and medieval vibe, but like the chainsaw is replaced with like a shield with chainsaw teeth,
yeah.
and you get basically a giant flail as well.
Yeah.
That and you get the cyberized dragon as well. I'm just like, oh yes, you're
Yeah.
hitting all the right boxes.
It's the thing where it's like clearly talks about scaling. I mean, it was a good game, but it's not for me because it's just too fast paced. Like I remember there's like a couple of battles. I'm like, woo, I'm done. I'm spent. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, there's a couple fights in there where you're just like, oh boy, okay,
Yeah.
that was a hell of a fight.
Because then it's like it's like because as soon as you kill him, you're like, okay, gotta rush over to that person, then rush over to that one. Chainsaw that one, and then I dodge and shoot. It's like I'm gonna go back to turn-based combat. It's just, can you imagine a turn-based Doom?
No, it will not work. It would not work.
Yeah. Okay. Here's a game that got torn to shreds when it was originally announced. The bringing back of Fable.
Yeah, I saw that, but
Yeah, like they thought the protagonist was way too fugly, but the next trailer she actually looks pretty decent. Yeah, so
yeah, what trailer was that we were like, oh, wait, what? How, they changed the and the protagonist on that one.
it was watched under one of our mini
Yeah, it was
episodes.
like the summer case, I think.
Yeah, the summer showcase. We're like, okay, yeah, that looks a lot better.
Yeah, it's like she actually looks human now
Yeah,
instead of like something AI drew.
yeah. Although it's a little apparently is based off like a self insert.
Yeah,
But I mean, I could go into that argument and dig myself deeper, but it's like still though, I like Fable, especially Fable 2. Uh, yeah, I heard that
I
they really shit the bed on Fable 3, and
I didn't play 2. 3 I played to completion. It was okay,
yeah,
but 1 was like, especially if you get the lost chapters for the first one.
yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
I think like until 1, they were still figuring shit out.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
I mean
just
it's definitely flawed.
oh yeah. Like the worst part was just the aging mechanic, was you aged it too damn fast. Like you expect me to
Yeah,
speedrun this game? Cause after about 2 hours, you look like an old man. Like to stick a helmet on your head, and that's the end of it. Yeah.
yeah.
Uh,
I,
so
I think it was kind of the goofy aspect of it is what drove a lot of the charm.
yeah,
But the story was also solid as well.
and the trailers for the original game were fucking awesome.
Oh,
Yeah.
they're gold, dude.
Hmm.
I don't think that's the particular person I'm talking about. Cause no. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, no, it's the lighting. It's definitely the lighting in the trailer. That looks atrocious.
Yeah, the original trailer. Yeah, like see, like it was kind of
Yeah,
like
that lighting.
how Aloy got so much shit for that particular trailer.
Yeah, that is such a bad lighting engine. Whatever they do in that first trailer version, that is a terrible lighting
I
engine.
Yeah,
I
And
think I think
that's
I think they learned from all the hate that they got, and I
yeah,
think they went with a whole new engine.
yeah.
but yeah, that's the
They
same.
actually,
That's the
yeah,
same model for the same character. It's just lighting makes a massive difference on the right side.
yeah.
The character looks way better.
Because in the
Well,
picture I
that and
posted for the second one, she's kind of shadow, but she still looks good. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I think it's also the difference between a static and a action shot
Ah.
because that
Yeah,
the second one that Punky shared, it looks like she's in combat, but
Yeah.
I mean, granted, that static one that you shared, Tilly,
Yeah.
that one does look good, and lighting can make all the difference. But I think it's also a thing of a lot of people don't like static shots; they like action shots as well because those can portray more emotion.
Right. Yeah.
But I mean, like I said, that one you shared was not a bad picture.
Yeah.
But no, the initial trailer, God's that lighting, and like I said, it looks like the character looks like something that AI drew a little bit.
Yeah. So I thought it was a harsh way to say he looks like a real person, or at least it's like you took the actress and you just uglified them or something.
Yep.
Basically. And it's like you minus points from it. But yeah, 'cause I was gonna play it regardless. But
I mean,
but
depending on what kind
oh
of
yeah, I
kind
definitely.
of the system they're gonna go with, like not the engine or anything, but like how they're gonna portray the story, like what the
mhm.
story is supposed to be. I might give it a try, but like the problem is, I don't know what kind of story I'm getting myself into, which is a gamble.
Definitely want to go test your morals, and stuff like that. Like, but
I
they,
mean,
if Dragon Age fail guards they seem to go by, they might, be too nice. So
I can't do games like that.
yeah,
If I'm going to play a game where I'm basically given the reins to be how I want to be,
yeah,
9 times out of 10, I'm going to be a prick.
yeah. Because you can literally just like you just yeah, you can like put like fry a kid with a lightning bolt in the OG games and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
you could zap people with lightning just because they looked at you wrong.
oh yeah. So it's
Now,
like
granted, the city guard might have something to say to you if you did that in the
yeah.
town.
Yeah, as I said, that's one of my gripes with Valgar was just that it was just free flavors of nice.
Yep.
So but with Fable, like it was just a fantastical art style and story back in the day, and it's the vibe. It kind of had not I want to say grim dark, but it just definitely had like a yeah, kind of like a dark fantasy feel to it.
It leaned a little bit more to the dark than what
Yeah.
games did at the time.
Oh yeah. Um, and there was some hand holding moments too, as well in Fable 2, but.
Oh, oh, from two.
Yeah, like
People
say if you want to get scars, you would actually have to get KO'd. But you had so many like resurrection items and stuff that wanted to auto pop. So yeah, I pretty much had to like disable or sell all my resurrections. Clear was just bring you back up to where you look just fine. So, but you wouldn't get any like hideous scars or whatsoever. Um, so yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
The only complaint I really heard was for 3. I enjoyed 3, but because I'm usually
I heard Sanctuary's
kind of
bad.
I'm really the fact that you have to have 2 different playthroughs from 2 different players
Yeah.
kind of hindered a few things here and there. But overall, it's only if you're trying to be a maximum completionist. When I finished and cleared the game, I reached the point where a lot of people had issues where, oh yeah, there's a giant time skip, and if you didn't prepare anything, you're completely foobarred. It's like you're either A, loaded to the brim with money by the end of the game, or B, what were you doing? Like, did you not buy a house or anything? Did you not? Were you not killing things? Were you running past
Yeah,
mobs?
they had to make
Oh,
make up for Fable 2 because it was a little harder to get money in Fable 2 unless you I guess you really knew the store system. But because the economy system, because like
yeah.
there's like nice ass houses or even castles, but they're like expensive. Like you wouldn't have this kind of money until you get like literally like the in game reward, but then it's like the end game. There's no content left to do. Yeah,
Yeah, that's the problem that Fable 3 kind of jumps into. So
yeah,
you get a time skip, but it's kind of surprising out of nowhere. Like that, I do agree. It was kind of out of nowhere, but it's only worse if you don't have the money to fund the events that you're about to hit into the time skip.
oh
So
lordy,
yeah,
Yeah,
I can understand the complaint,
that reminds me of
but
State
I'm
of
going.
Decay.
How are
a
you
little bit.
broke? Because my initial thought was like I was just swimming in money.
Oh,
I
I
could
managed to buy
not.
I managed to buy like every house and fully furnish it all the way up
Oh
to
yeah,
max.
it was
And
hard to get 2 houses in Fable 2.
uh,
I'll have to try that play number 2 and see how hard it would be to economy. 'Cause now I'm morbidly curious. I think what else on the table we got?
Okay, a game. I'm not so really sure about the game, but it's the franchise. But Dune Awakening. Like I'm kind of curious because like now we're having a big explosion of Dune. Like I didn't see the original. I think I might have it on VHS somewhere. But now we have like so many new Dune movies. I think there's like a Dune series or two, and like this,
yeah,
I literally have not been able to keep track of the Dune. So I'm just kind of curious
yeah,
if this is gonna be any good or not.
yeah. Dune for some whatever reason just exploded in popularity out of nowhere.
Yeah, and this was a little hard for me to get into because of the aesthetic. Because I'm not a big fan of the desert wasteland,
You're not a
areas.
you're not a diesel punk fan.
Yeah,
You're not a fan of the scavenger survival shooters, are you?
I kind of like those if I'm in the mood, but though it's just the environments. I'm not a big fan of deserts and the like canyon wastelands. Like it's just brown and bland, So like it's like Udall from 14 or like the beginning of Final Fantasy 12. Like it's just fucking brown rocks and sand everywhere. So
Hopefully,
the environments I'm not too crazy about. So is there a dune that takes place in the rainforest? and so yeah, it's like
So like Mad Max, you're not a big fan of either.
yes, exactly. So
I mean that's fair.
like I watched it for Mel Gibson's sake or something like that. But
Well,
Yeah.
if you ever play WoW, don't make an orc because you play as in the desert as a starting ground.
Well, it's I played WoW before, and I usually get out of the area pretty quickly. Um, but yeah, I need to get back into WoW in general. But I'm trying to find someone to fucking buy my, or not even buy, just take my house in 14. You know, but no so far no
Oh,
takers. Like free house on the Coral server, free small house in the mist. Yeah, but
yeah, give
What?
it time. You'll eventually get a buyer.
yeah,
I
like I'm
could
willing to give
probably.
it away to
I
for
know.
free. But yeah,
I know 2 players right now. I'd probably scoop that up in a heartbeat.
DM them. Tell them it's on the Coral server. It's in the mist, so near the beach. Nice little corner house.
I'll poke them.
Thank you.
I'll see
Uh,
if they're
Speaking of
coral.
an area I'm used to, south of Midnight. Let's see here.
Oh, the swamps. That's right. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So y'all
Like,
me, I grew up in near the swamps. And so this is kind of my vibe. Also
Tilly
good
got
people
that
of
mud
color
blood.
representation. Yeah, Mudblood. And it's also made by the studio that made We Happy Few and Contrast. Yeah, I like both those games. So
My my
Mm,
gripe with that and we've talked
Happy
about this
Few.
before. With what?
Well, with the studio.
No,
yeah,
not the studio.
really.
With South of Midnight. I don't like the where it looks like it's like 20 FPS and everything. It jars me. It makes my head hurt a little bit.
Oh yeah, because the that kind of like claymation type of art style.
Like I love claymation and everything, and stop motion is a dying art, and I think it should be preserved as much as we can.
Yeah, and an action game is kind of a odd way of doing it, but
Yeah,
we'll
like
see. Yeah.
the games like where you have to be quick and move around and dodge like bosses and everything.
Hmm.
I don't think that's the style to do it.
Yeah.
Um, that and that until he already knows that I already have a beef with one of the companies already tied to it, and uh, I by abiding by my own principles, I can't bring myself to play it.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's just even like I like the idea of swamp like hunting mystical beasts in the bayou.
Yeah.
It's just if I watch that game, like I've had to stop the trailers the few times I've watched it because I'm like, oh god, this is hurting my head.
Ugh.
Hey,
They
I don't know what
what?
it
do
is
like
about it.
like if you play Contrast, they do like their experimental like art styles. Are you trying to say, Punky?
No, no, no. It's just exactly what I know. Its innovation framing can probably be off-putting, but like any good developer, they probably are going to lean on a little accessibility options here and there to try to
Oh yeah.
shore up the
They might try like
problem.
if they like smoothed it out where everything was smooth and everything. I probably might say okay, but at the same time, like I said, it just one of the companies that are tied to it. I can't bring myself to play it.
Okay.
Yeah, the old SPI
Uh,
argument. But
well, no, I'm in the same boat when it comes to that. It's like I was a fan of early development for We Happy Few. I like the idea, I like the concept, and all that. And then they went, no, let's spin it on its head and change what you paid money for. And I wasn't happy for what they did, and I was like, okay, no,
I mean,
no,
it's
thank
kind of
you.
it's there and later on down the list, I believe I saw it earlier on this list. I can't remember where, but there's another game I refuse to touch because of who's tied to it. Uh, it's Arc 2. I will not spend money on that because of Snail Games and what they did. I
Just Arc in general. The developers behind Arc in general is just have been
Wildcard is okay. Wildcard is okay,
that's not Final
but
Fantasy.
really.
Snail Games are not because Snail Games are the ones who basically said, like Wildcard basically said, hey, if you we're making Arc Survival Ascended, which is Arc Evolved with the Unreal Engine 5. And then and then we're also doing Arc 2 that's coming on later, and we have a bundle where you can buy both of them and be good. and people were like, "Oh, well, we'd be able to keep our DLCs from Survival Evolved," and Wildcard was like, "Yes," and then all of a sudden, Snail Games was like, no, actually, you're gonna get one of two bundles. One, you could buy ASA with the DLC, but you don't get Arc 2, or you could buy Arc 2, but you don't get ASA." And then there was a on one of their official conquest tribes, which is one of their big PvP trial servers. They they were a tribe called the T tribe, which is known to have ties with Snail Games. They were getting raided in one of their forward outposts, and the servers kept dropping. As soon as one of the T tribe's big dinosaurs would die, the server would get rolled back to before it died. This happened 5 or 6 times, and whenever the attacking tribe backed away, the server stabilized, and they banned a guy while he was midstream, saying he was aimbotting, but his stream had evidence that he was not aimbotting because he was missing a lot of his shots. So what happened? The attacking tribe, what they did is they made everybody have a whole bunch of fabricated shotguns, because the aimbots did not aimbots for Arc did not work with fabricated shotguns because it's a shotgun. Aim at center mass, pull trigger, bang.
Yes.
But their main base was getting assaulted, and what happened was the tribe managed to get into the base, and the servers shut down, rolled back, and whenever the servers came online, or right before the servers came back online, every member of the attacking tribe, even if they were not involved in the assault, were banned from the conquest servers. And it has been proven that Snail Games has spawned in blueprints, high-end blueprints for T Tribe, that you can't even get. The only way, you could get the
Creative mode items, correct?
Yeah,
I'm assuming.
it's basically they're
All right.
given the high-end blueprints to make the best of the best gear, and the
Let's
drop
move
rate
on.
of these.
All right,
Drop
we're getting
rate
bonks. We're getting bonks.
abysmal. Sorry, it just
It's okay, man. I understand. I'm just as passionate about a lot of things too.
You want
I
to try one
understand.
time? Otherwise, keep going.
sorry. No, I just said what that was my piece on that.
Okay. That was that. Next game. This is here's the sequel, Killing Floor 3. That's gonna be fucking fun.
That one looked fun.
Yeah. It's like this is what's weird because it's like not exactly not a lot of service game. It's just like problem with Killer 2 is like there's just not a lot of content. Like once you max out your characters, kind of really nothing to do until they finally come out with a new event slash map.
Yeah.
And so like it's like because like hardly any of my friends play Killing Floor. Some of them have it, but like it's such a good, addicting, and easy to play game. With swarm mechanics. But thing is, I said there's just like not like an uber amount of content for the game. And hopefully when free comes out, they don't do what they did to Killing Floor 1 to 2, because they just kind of like abandoned development and updated on Killing Floor 1, and now it's like so fucking unstable.
Huh.
Yeah. And like Killing Floor was a unstable game to begin with, but like man, had so many fun maps and stuff. It's like I would love to go back and like marathon like Killing Floor 1 and 2 back to back, but it's like 1 is so unstable. Trying to get like multiplayer because the game is for challenge, like people want to do a challenge solo run. It's made people play with friends. So yeah, hopefully 2 doesn't get freaking like forgotten.
Here's two titles that one just looks interesting just by the title alone because it's actually kind of cute, and the other one the title sounds really cool. These are in the unscheduled releases, but they're making a remaster of Cook Serve Delicious, but the title is Cook Serve Delicious Remustard. I was like, okay, that's actually kind of a cute title. I like
Oh,
that.
that's cute.
And there's a title that I kind of want to see get more info on. It's called Corsairs Battle of the Caribbean.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I just hope it's a good pirate game because I'm sorry, right as of this moment, the only decent pirate game that we have is Sea of Thieves.
I'm sorry. Is Bajim not gonna be enough for you?
I said currently released.
Okay. Let's see here.
Now when Goro's game does get released, then yeah, you bet your bottom dollar I'm going to try to get my hands on it.
Yeah. Let's see here now. Next up, we're not sure what's coming in 2025. Big if, but Blade. Hopefully, to make it nice and scary too.
Wait, like the Marvel Blade?
Yeah, Wesley Snipes
Oh boy.
Blade.
Oh boy.
Yeah. And it's made by Arcane, and they can make some pretty good games. They did the Dishonored and Prey and Deathloop.
Yeah. Maybe. I mean, I didn't even hear about this.
Yeah, well, this was like advertised at like the 2023 Game Awards. So I told you that game awards sucked, but the trailers were awesome.
I must admit that was the one I didn't watch. So yeah, I missed all them trailers.
Yeah, there's going to be a few Game Awards that I surprisingly missed. We'll cover that in our Game Award tier list.
Right on.
But yeah, so actually a Blade game, like
I hope.
Yeah.
I hope it's like you said. I hope it's scary and I hope it's bloody.
Yeah.
Because Blade does not pull any punches.
Oh yeah.
Like I still remember the original Blade when that first came out, and I was like, "Oh yes!" Like that one was just like a pure gore fest before Hostile and everything.
My dad looked at me. He's like, "You can watch this, but you can't watch Chucky." I'm like, it's different, okay?
Okay, to be fair, Chucky can rival on the Uncanny Valley.
Sure, yeah, but okay, then let's see here. Next up, not my genre, but people be excited for that Elden Ring Night Rain.
I was actually kind of surprised it was going to be its own little offshoot, but hey, we have Dark Souls 2, Bloodborne, etc. So no complaints from me. I'll probably end up getting it. I'll probably end up playing it, and I'll end up beating it. No complaints.
That's the Monster Hunter version of it, yeah. For lack of a better term, or the standalone, the other game that's coming out.
Okay, this sounds like a odd concept, but again, it's called Crazy Taxi.
Oh yeah, Crazy Taxi.
So yeah, Sega's trying to revive their old IPs, so they're making Crazy Taxi, but they're trying to reinvent it as an open world MMO.
Like, what?
What?
There's not enough content to make an interesting MMO with.
There's enough content with it to make a full game, but an MMO, no.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Like the problem is that's gonna handle just like GTA. You're gonna have all these public lobbies and everything, and people are gonna be running around like fucking mad people and just ram into other players. It will not work.
Come on, we've got this IP back from Purgatory. Don't fly too close to the sun.
Like I'm all for people, wanting to try different, try new things, but at the same time, it's like, kind of, if you want to try something new, cool, but also kind of follow the shtick that's worked for you before, up to a point,
Yeah, so that's gonna be an interesting experiment.
Is it gonna? I wonder if it's gonna follow the same vibe that Nintendo did. Nintendo dropped like the F-Zero thing where you compete against a bunch of players. Maybe it's one of those situations where it's
maybe
you dump a bunch of players in, you give them a bunch of fares to chase after each other, and if they run out of fares, they're out and rinse and repeat.
Maybe make like squads and stuff or something. They better be creative. Yeah.
I did not know this. Apparently, it was featured only in a San Francisco inspired map, but I did not know there was an arcade cabinet.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, Crazy Taxi had an arcade cabinet. It had I think more than one game, if I remember correctly, up to like Crazy Taxi. Yeah, it had a Crazy Taxi 3 or 4-ish. Don't quote me on that one. I know the arcade one definitely was arcade. It was Crazy Taxi 1. That was the very first one on the 10. I don't know if there was
Oh, there's a
more
bunch.
cabinets.
They have Crazy Taxi, Crazy Taxi 2, Crazy Taxi 3, High Roller, Crazy Taxi Catch a Ride, Crazy Taxi Fair Wars, City Rush, Tycoon, and
Okay.
it says the untitled Crazy Taxi game,
Which is also in this one.
which
Well,
was advertised in 2013.
Oh, or
my
maybe there'll
question.
be like this, like kind of like those Sonic All-Star Racings, just have like shitload of crossovers in there.
Could be. I
Maybe.
definitely can see like other Sega IPs just being other drivers and
Oh
getting
yeah,
other.
they
Yeah.
get a little wacky. Like have a giant monster siege in the city. You gotta drop the person off before you get squashed by Godzilla or something.
I mean, that would actually be kind of fun. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie. That sounds fun.
There's a
Yeah,
kaiju here, but you need to get to your fucking doctor's appointment in time. Okay, let's go. I need that tip.
that's the reason why. That's the reason why I'm hoping they take the F-Zero approach,
Yeah.
and they just drop a pile of players into an arena.
Yeah.
They throw a gimmick in, and you just run around and try to battle for fares. I think that could be fun.
Yeah, it's like get creative, Sega. I see what they're doing. They don't want to be just like come out and then just it gets forgotten. So get creative. Let's see here. Now here's another game. I thought it was out, but Subnautica 2. Like, was Below Zero the second game? What?
Yes, Below Zero was the second game.
So is it Subnautica 2?
It was basic. I think it was because I can't remember how much longer after the original one came out, but it was basically called Below Zero. But I think since it's technically not Subnautica 2, I think they're probably just gonna go with that route. Kind of like how they have different
Yeah,
titles for games that were a part of that universe, but a standalone.
right.
That's what Below Zero was. It was like kind of a offshoot standalone.
Yeah.
Thankfully, what they've announced for number 2 was it's gonna be multiplayer. So that could be a whole
That
kind of pile of fun, especially since you and your friends can completely extinct a whole pile of creatures in one fell swoop.
Oh
you
hell yeah,
said extinct creatures.
Aquaphobia, freaking community. Let's go.
Like I do know like a lot of players, like one of the streaming communities I watch every now and again, Worst Pre-Made Ever. It's a group of friends that play games together, and since Subnautica was a single player game, they had to mod it so that way they could have multiplayer on there.
Yep,
Was it
modded.
for content?
Oh, it
Well,
was just pure insanity what the fuckery they got up to.
Speaking of insanity, our next game, Judas, which is a spiritual successor to Bioshock, also with the water theme, I guess. Uh, so, uh, but yeah, so this was kind of one of those like, what the fuck is going on here type of trailers. But
Yeah.
Bioshock got into some insanity. And if you like try to get to like the world building part of it,
Oh yeah.
yeah. So, because we haven't like, I guess Bioshock decided to wrap it up after the third game, so it's
Yeah,
like
with
more of
Rapture.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the fact that they're trying to bring it to a new, take me out of the water, throw me in space. At least that's what I think. I thought it was taking place
It
in
wasn't
space.
space. It was in the sky. Like in
No,
the
no,
very
no.
last-
I meant this game.
Oh, okay.
Going
I
higher
think
than the
it's-
sky now.
I think it's a space themed one. I'm trying to remember a million trailers for a pile of first person shooters. Judas.
Like the same people who made Bioshock are making this, or is
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, same people who made Bioshock. So
Okay, cool.
I'm so sorry.
You're
it's
good.
gonna be surreal and fun, like any other Bioshock game. And I'm hoping it's not in the water, because please,
You got thalassophobia.
no. I'm just tired of water. I'm just tired of water games.
Fair, fair, fair.
I like my space games to be spooky, and you could do spooky space.
I was boring. But anyways, I guess I think the game I might actually be most hyped about. So as soon as I saw this on the list, I'm like, oh hell yeah! Clear Obscure Expedition 33.
What's this one?
I look up the
Yeah.
trailer immediately after we're done because like it's basically like kind of you took like Final Fantasy, it was like made like super gothic.
Really?
It's
Oh,
turn-based
right.
combat as well, and it just looks so like grim, dark, and beautiful. Man. It's like even like the story was kind of like a interesting vibe. Like there's this, like basically kind of like a god who she's kind of like I don't know, it's like I don't know, like the writer or something, and so she kind of like every several years she kind of like does like a reboot to her little universe, and basically kind of like apocalyptic event happens in her world. We're like we're gonna try to stop this bitch before she kills us all again. So
That could be kind of cool.
pulls very
Who
from like Persona because they Persona tries to like get all deep and stuff like that, break fourth wall sort of thing as well.
who's developing it? Who's putting it together?
Let's see here. Developer Sandfall Interactive, French studio. But I've been following about the
Anything
teams
to
there. Yeah, good people.
okay?
Yeah, dark fantasy setting. Yep.
Anything they're known for?
Um, no, not that
Or
I'm
any?
aware of. But I can like
Hmm.
quick Google search here.
No, I just wondered if they had any big names or anybody attached to that we should be aware of. I mean, it's a cool concept of the deity rewriting the world, and you're like, nah, we would
I
prefer
think it's their first game.
not. Oh, okay, risky. Who the publisher? Yeah, I can see the publisher. Yeah, the publisher's getting is. I guess the publisher's taking a gamble. It looks good though. Going
Yeah.
out from the trailer I'm looking at, it looks really good.
Okay, then we have The Outer Worlds 2. So goofy ass, pretty much like Fallout as aspired in space. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see how that bridge goes.
Blow it up.
I was it. I was off put with Outer Worlds first release because it was gate locked behind Epic for I think it was half a year or it was a year, and I was just like, why?
A lot of people fell into that epic trap. And,
Yeah.
Yeah, we talk about how Alan Wake finally clawed its way out and paid off their debt to them, and now they're able to go multi-platform.
And now they're actually able to make money now.
Yeah, it's like took them a year to actually make a profit thanks to Epic. So yeah, it was the promise because of it's just promised money. But
I will probably put Outer World 2 on my radar then.
yeah, people are smarting up. But let's see here. Here's another game I kind of expect to see. Gears of War E-Day.
Yeah, no, that I remember when that one got announced. A lot of people were just like, "Oh, they didn't forget about this one."
I can't complain. It's Gears of War, and if they're bringing it PC, awesome. If they don't, well, I guess I won't be playing it. That's the only thing that will keep me from jumping into it. Right now,
they should bring the original trilogy to PC.
Yeah, that shouldn't be impossible.
Yeah, because yeah, to this day, like you only play 4, 5, and up on PC, so
Yeah.
It's like just do like a Master Chief collection for Gears of War. But
I imagine that'd sell.
not to mention too, like this is a prequel as well, so it's like you'd be thrown off like go from prequel to like the 4 story, which is like 30 years later.
Yeah, I was gonna say because this is like right when the invasion happens, right?
Yeah, kind of like where like if you ever read the books, so like I said, it's gonna be interesting. And it's nice to have Dom back, and Marcus.
Dom.
Yeah, like some people finally stop bitching like, hey, get some manly protagonists, enjoy.
I still got into. I remember getting into an argument with my cousin because he was like, "Oh, because this is after Space Marine, the first one was released.
Yeah.
After Gears of War, he's like, "Oh, this Warhammer game is copying Gears of War," and I was like, "I will beat you with the rule book to death with the rule book I have, motherfucker."
I just had the same thing. Okay, I'll call. Yeah, I did that too. Literally with that 2007 Space Marine game or whatever, I did the same thing. I was so ignorant. Just join us for our upcoming Warhammer podcast.
It's on the horizon.
Yep. Other games on the horizon: Celesta 2, which I heard is a very good D&D style game. Basically, if you're tired of your 90th run of Baldur's Gate 3 by now, play Celesta. Dying Light. I guess I should probably should give these games a try. So I heard they're really good, and I like the I really enjoyed Dead Island. So I should give that try because we got a new game called Dying Like the Beast coming.
Yeah.
And because basically a friend of mine was like, "Yo, pick up Dying Light so we can play together. Pick it up." I'm like, "Okay." I was kind of broke at the time. I bought the fucking game, and then I never spoke to him again. Like, eh?
Ain't that a bit of bitch?
Oh. And let's see here. Then we have the Lunar Remastered Collection coming. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about this game coming out.
Yeah.
It's a
What?
well, it was another one as well, but I forgot. Yes, I remember Lunar coming being announced as well.
Yeah,
So
I
yeah,
kind of.
I'm happy about that. It's like I already had like 2 re-releases already.
Yeah,
But like again, it's like make a sequel, not a re-release. I hate
yeah.
bringing this shit up, but I guess it's like more people need to be exposed to Lunar. But man, I was playing that shit on
Well,
the Sega CD.
at the same time, I say if if the game is 15 years old, okay, a remake or a remaster is okay.
I guess we're in that ballpark. Yeah.
Like this one from a PS1 when I was a kid, Croc: The Legend of the Goobos.
Oh man.
I'm sorry, that game was adorable, and you played as a crocodile with a big backpack, and you go run around, save basically cotton balls.
And since we're on the topic,
Go on.
the other good thing that needs to be talked about.
What's that?
Tweakaton's getting another remaster. Number 1 and 2.
Oh yeah,
Hell
this is
yeah.
that's y'all's wheelhouse.
Oh
Y'all
yeah.
know more about that one than I do.
Yeah, I showed T a
One of the
little bit of Suikoden too, which I need to get around to finishing that one day.
Like just a little bit you explained to me, I'm just like, how the hell did they fit that much onto the cartridge?
It's an amazing game, and I cannot recommend it enough. And the fact that it is going to be the first game and the second game, which means you get the carryover data fun, you get the magical story of the first 2 games. I'm hoping they continue. I don't know how. I don't remember how long they did the carryover data shenanigans, but it is one of. I know it didn't go far, even though it was a shame. They could
I
have
think
brought.
3's where they kind of stopped it. Yeah.
I would have been happy with Suikoden 1, 2, and 3, and been like, all right, cool, awesome.
In 3, they basically they're like they didn't really do much with it at all. So they just dropped it by 4 came around.
But it
So
looks
it
like
was just the 1 to 2 thing.
I'm looking.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I'm extremely excited about this series because it's gonna bring a whole pile of audience that it never had before. So it might, hopefully, bring in some new fresh blood and some artists that really enjoyed this series to see this magical adventure. This rune system is fun. The second rune system is better, and I'm hoping that.
Like I actually want to get like the bright shield rune like as a tattoo, But yeah, that's another game I'm gushing about, and yeah, start streaming soon. So GTA, Persona, and Suikoden. Like I really have been working on an emulator project, just like playing through every game ever created, just to
Yeah.
see like which games to stream and whatnot. That's why I'm kind of putting off my YouTube experiment,
Fair.
because there's a lot of games. But and it wasn't for this project, I wouldn't have discovered like Arc the Lad and stuff.
You played Arc the Lad? Yes,
Yes, I
good time.
finally got to see what it's about.
I just saw something that made me scratch my head.
What's up?
A Final Fantasy 14 mobile.
Oh yeah, you didn't see the trailer?
No.
That's gonna be interesting. I have no idea how it's gonna work, but good luck.
Apparently, there's a new racing game coming out called 5 Laps at Freddy's.
Oh, I'm not surprised.
And one that I'm kind of excited for, only because I know how hellacious difficult the first one was. Frostpunk 2.
That's already out.
Is it? It says it's unreleased yet. Or did it already come out?
Oh, yeah, it already came out.
Look.
Let's see here. One game I've been hearing a lot about, Deadlock.
Oh, fuck it. It did
Yeah.
get released.
Like Steam's, MOBA game.
Yeah.
I even got offered to play the like beta, whatever. Like I'm not interested in these kind of games.
I remember that when that game got leaked, all hell broke loose. because the person who like I think it was the person who basically was streaming or was playing it, and he was streaming it, and he basically hit exit on the NDA,
Yeah.
and Steam came after him about it because he's like, "Well, I never agreed to the NDA." And it's like, you still streamed it, dude.
Well, yeah, because if you don't get to EDA, then you're free to stream it. So like, I mean, like I said, that's why I didn't, because I was gonna try Paley, but they want me to sign NDA. Like, no, I want to talk about it. So fuck
Yeah,
off.
yeah, no, like I understand the necessities of NDAs and everything, especially if it's like
Yeah,
stuff that can, hurt a company. That could get if it gets out, it could hurt a company.
yeah,
I understand that, but you know, some games, especially if it's an early release or something, just let them do it.
yeah. Like I blatantly said, I'm gonna show it off. So,
Yeah,
so fuck off. So unless you make it to where like you have to say no or that's the game, then too bad.
yep,
I guess I only got 2 games left on my list. One, it's like because the studio got shut down. I'm like I thought this game would never come out, but The Wolf Among Us 2.
I think I remember you telling me about that.
Hmm.
But it's probably aside from The Walking Dead, it's probably like Telltale's best game. Wolf Among Us, like the story is just peak. Um, and they kind of gave us like a little bit of a cliffhanger ending. It was satisfying, but they had a cliffhanger part for season 2. But then the studio got shut down. Uh, and so it's kind of like the sequel is kind of like in limbo. Um, and it allegedly might be coming out, but it's kind of like 10 years later sort of thing too.
Yeah,
And then another game which I wouldn't be surprised if it never comes out, but Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2.
yeah,
Yeah, that shit was supposed to originally come out on my birthday in 2020, but nope. It's like uh,
yeah.
that game's been literally in hell for at least 6 years or
Well, what
longer.
was that? What was that one game that you were telling me about? I forget its name. Where the guys were doing Kickstarter after Kickstarter, and they just fucking fucked off with the money. And they did it for like 10 years.
Let's see here. I don't think we're talking about that Starfield. Not Starfield.
We talked about
Another
it
sci-fi
before.
game, but no, I don't know what you're talking about.
Um, oh,
How about the storefront? That's a good wants to be a game. Star Citizen.
That's one, yeah, Star
yeah,
Citizen.
that
That one's actually coming out allegedly.
I'll believe it when I see it.
But 10-year long Kickstarter, didn't they fucked off? Sounds familiar,
Uh,
but you're not giving me anything solid here.
uh, oh fuck.
Let's see. One thing that was on this list though, it's on our little background picture I chose. Little Nightmares 3. Interesting. But yeah, because that's gonna be like if you like grotesque type horror, then yeah, just pick that up. Are the first 2 games. My sisters loved them.
Uh, all I remember it was a picture that you showed me. Uh, because it was like the Kickstarter, like the guys made Kickstarter, saying, "Oh well, they're making this, we're making it," and they're like, "Oh well, we can't," and then they just outright said, "No, we're not doing it," and just left after people kickstarted the money. And then you said that they might be coming out with a release for it. And all I remember is like it had a darker skin tone dude, with his face, where he had kind of a blackish gray beard and some some goggles or something. Uh,
Hmm.
fuck, what was that game called?
Sorry.
It's fine.
Oh well, that's how we got to end the podcast. What a fumble. Uh,
Yeah,
it's just
sorry.
Okay, but so 2025. Seems like it could be a nice little average year. For me. So well, yeah, Yakuza another game, another set, like a lot of status quo stuff, a lot of sequels. Or a couple original like that. Clear Obscura probably most anticipated. Um, yeah, I'm not sure if yeah, that one game with the ball shake is coming out this year. That was at the Game Awards, the Intergalactic or Galactic something.
Mhm.
But
With
yeah.
the
So
Heretic Prophet one?
yeah,
Oh, Interstellar.
Interstellar. Okay, I was close.
You were very close.
But yeah, seems like gonna be a pretty decent year. So I'm kind of curious on what June's marathon of game shows, summer releases are gonna be. Uh,
I think I think I found it. Yeah,
oh,
the day before.
oh, that okay.
Yeah, that's another game I doubt we'll ever see the release of
But
anytime soon.
it's like the Delaware's trying to come back, and they're like the whole industry is like fuck off.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, you were about to answer. This is
Oh gods.
okay. But so yeah, it's gonna be a decent year. Gonna be coasting. Yeah, at least we'll have enough time to talk about other stuff.
Oh yeah.
Next week should be tackling the first news episode. Um, of 2025. Again, might be a light episode.
Right on.
Okay. All right, Dallas. We're gonna be signing off here. Y'all have a good one. Yeah. See you on
Y'all
the next episode of Waifu Tavern Frequency.
everybody take care and have a good night.
Love yous.